Welcome to Real Judaism with Rabbi Klapper. Unfiltered wisdom for Jewish life.
Okay, welcome back, everybody. We're going to do part 2 now of Purim. Last week we discussed the nisayon that the Jews faced and why they were nigzar lahashmid laharog la'abed. And today, Bez Hashem, we'll talk about what did Klal Yisrael do about it? What was the Nes of Purim and how that affects us today? And maybe, Bez Hashem, we get to the end, we'll talk a little bit about how that connects the chayiv in the besume. Maybe not even at the end, maybe in the middle we'll get to it. Bezrat Hashem. Okay, here we go. So Klal Yisrael, when we last left off, Klal Yisrael was in a very, very scary place. They were nichtam, a gezerah was signed in Shamayim for the complete destruction and annihilation of the Jewish people. What are we going to do? So comes Mordechai HaTzadik, the leader of the Jewish people, and he says we need to do more than just tshuva. We need to do tshuva. Obviously, we need to do tshuva, but with more than tshuva, because when you're in this state, tshuva is not good enough. Tshuva is really great, but you're dead, you're dead. If you cut the flowers off, they're no longer connected to the ground. You could try to put them back. It doesn't reconnect. What are you going to do? It seems like it's over already. So, Mordechai HaTzadik led the Jewish people in a new mahalech. A mahalech that Rav Pinkus describes as to be mo'oire rachamim. The pasuk says that in the middle of the night, nadido shenas hamelech. The king he couldn't sleep in the middle of the night. And Chazal tell us that this wasn't talking about Achashverosh, even though the pasuk shot in the pasuk is that it's talking about Achashverosh. Hamelech is talking about Hashem. Hashem couldn't sleep, k'viyochel. What does that mean? It means that HaKadosh Baruch Hu heard the cries. He said, I hear sheep. I hear sheep. What's that? What's those sheep? And they told him, the Malachi Ashari told him, those are your children. They're crying. You see, Mordechai not only led the whole Klal Yisrael, but he took the little children and he brought them together in the base medrash, and he told even the little children have to fast for 3 days and 3 nights straight. 3 days and 3 nights for little children. Tinoka shel beis rabon. They're not even chayav in mitzvahs. And they're sitting and they're fasting for 3 days and 3 nights. What? No. No food, nothing. No food. They did not eat. They did not drink. 3 days, 3 nights. And they were in a very, very difficult state. And then Haman comes. Now they didn't know that Haman was coming to take Mordechai and put him on the king's horse and riding him around. That they didn't know. They thought, oh no, my gosh, that's it. It's over. Haman's coming to kill us. He's coming to kill us. So the mothers of these children came to their children, and they said, eat something so that you'll still be able to be alive, so you can die al Kiddush Hashem. Eat a little bit, so you'll have energy to die al Kiddush Hashem when they kill you. And they said no. Our Rebbe Mordechai HaTzadik said, not to eat. We're not eating. We're not doing anything. We'll die right here. We'll die like this. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu heard these cries. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu heard Klal Yisrael. What did Klal Yisrael want? You see, there was a nituk. There was a disconnect. In the chait, Klal Yisrael said, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, we don't want you. We don't want you. That's what they said. We don't want you. And now Klal Yisrael is coming back. And Klal Yisrael is saying, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, we want you. We want you. We want to have that kesher again. And we'll do anything that it takes to bring that kesher. Remember us. We're your children. Remember us. Don't forget, please. It's not good enough just to do tshuva. Oh, I'm sorry for what I did. No. I'm your child. Remember that. Just remember that I'm your child. Rav Pinkus gives a beautiful mashal. He says, imagine, you have a parent, and he's very upset with his child. Very upset. Screams at him, punishes him. And then all of a sudden, this child, when he's riding home on his bike one day, gets hit by a car. And they rush him to the hospital. And the child's there. And they don't know if he's going to make it. Well, you think the father is not there with his son? He's not crying? What do you mean? He did all these bad things. Yeah, but he's my son. But he's my son. Yeah, but you punished him and he didn't want to have anything to do with you. But he's my son. And he's dying. How can I leave him like that? That's what Klal Yisrael had to be ma'oyer this rachamim. Klal Yisrael had to wake up the rachamim of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And that's what they did. They needed to create a new kesher. They needed to create a new kesher, a kesher that they didn't have before. And that kesher came from a different place completely. Chazal teach us that on Purim is a day of Kabbalas HaTorah. Klal Yisrael accepted the Torah, knew a Kabbalah me'ava. Kimu mashekiblu kvar. It was more than just they had a Kabbalah me'ava. Is that there was a complete nituk. They were disconnected. Their previous Kabbalah was gone. They needed a whole new Kabbalah Satira. Why was it Av, not Yira? The reason is because the only way to make this new connection was through Ava. The connection couldn't come from Yira. They were plenty scared of this Gezerah. But that's not going to wake up the Rachmanos of Rabbanu Shalom. You deserve it. So you're coming from the Midah of Yira. Yeah, you're right. Of course you should be scared. You deserve what you're getting. It can't come through that. It has to come from a brand new channel that didn't exist before. Pashut, you needed a Tchias HaMeisim over here. And it couldn't come from Yira. It came from Ava. It came from Klal Yisrael saying, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, even if you don't want us, we still want you. Even if you threw us out, are you ready to destroy us? You should know we still love you. We still want you. And we'll do whatever it takes to show you that. That's what we want. We want to reconnect. We want to connect you again. That's what Klal Yisrael was doing. That's what was Ma'oyer the Nace. I saw a very interesting thing in the Taamei Minhagim, the sefer called Taamei Minhagim, why we do different Minhagim. It's a very, very fascinating sefer for anybody who wants to see. I wouldn't sit there and read it straight because it might not be the best use of time. But if you're interested in certain Minhagim, why we do certain things, it'd be very interesting to see. In the Taamei Minhagim, it asks the following question. Why is it that on Chanukah, when we spin the dreidel, we hold the top and we spin it down? And on Purim, when you have a Grogger, Rashan, you hold it on the bottom and you spin it on top. Here's what the Taamei Minhagim asks. I'm just according to you what it says. He says, why is it that way? Look it up. The reason is because on Chanukah, the Shefa came from the top down. And on Purim, it came from the bottom up. We had to awaken within HaKadosh Baruch Hu Kiviyachol a new love for Klal Yisrael. And it had to come through us. We had to have that awakening. Yes, of course the basis was Teshuva. But it needed to be more than that. There needed to be a Teshuva me'ava, a new chibur, a new connection to HaKadosh Baruch Hu through Ava. And if it wouldn't be that, that's it. It would have been the end of the Jewish people. That's Pashut Tchias HaMeisim. We are celebrating life on Purim. That we're Pashut alive. We have life. We have Shefa. HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave us everything. Yehudim Haisa Oira V'Simcha V'Sasin Yikar. HaKadosh Baruch Hu rained down on us Shefa. Do you know why? Because we're His children. Because we connected to Him. I had this word I've said many times in the past, but I had a new idea this year when I was learning through one of the Sichot of Rapinkas. I had a new idea. It's very interesting. We have 4 mitzvahs on Purim. The main theme behind those four mitzvahs are creating love, creating a chibur between us and the Kadosh Baruch Hu and between each other. There's a whole chag of Avas Hashem, but it's also a chag of looking at an Amma Mefuras, the Mefudar Meina Amim, such a scattered nation, but that comes together for a new Kabbalah Satira. Like there was Kabbalah Satira on Har Sinai, like Rashi says in the beginning of that parak, I think it's parak Yutes in Parshas Yisro, Ki ish echad b'leiv echad, there was an achdus. We came together, we were one. You want to have a Kabbalah Satira, there has to be an achdus. Klal Yisrael had a new achdus. And we had a Kabbalah Satira through Ava. So that's what the Chag is all about. So here's my interesting idea that I had. One of the mitzvahs is called Matanas Levionim. What's the mitzvah about Matanas Levionim? It's a mitzvah of tzedaka, be'etzim. You're supposed to give tzedaka to a special mitzvah to give tzedaka. That special mitzvah to give tzedaka is called Matanas Levionim. Why is it called Matanas Levionim? Shouldn't it be called Tzedaka Levionim? Why are we calling it Matanas? What's the difference between a Matana, a gift, and tzedaka, charity? What's the difference? What's the difference between the two? I'll tell you what the difference is. Nobody wants to be a charity case. Nobody wants to take tzedaka. I don't want to be your lulavs. Thank you very much. I don't want to be your chetzer, what you're using me for a mitzvah. That's why we don't make brachas. One of the reasons why we don't make brachas on mitzvahs ben adam l'chavero. Because I'm making a bracha on you? You need help, so I'm going to make a bracha on you. Right? I'm visiting you because you're sick. Right? I'm helping to bury you. I'm helping to bring the kala in, so I'm making a bracha.
Okay.
Right?
Okay, just on a really short guy. Ruchni make that sorry, pick them up. You ate it, bro.
That's not a bracha, it's a mitzvah, right? That's the bracha to Hashem. Probably you shouldn't pick him up if you're doing that, right? The Maisa, tzedaka, nobody wants to be a tzedaka case. So on Purim, we want to include everybody. We want there to be achdus, but there are people out there that just don't have. But we're not giving them tzedaka, we're giving them matanas. We're giving them gifts. You know what the difference is? I'll say a halachic nafkamina. You know what the halach is? The halach is when you're giving on Purim, all the money that you collect has to go bo bayom on that day. Theoretically, if you're giving a guy a big, let's say you're giving him 10,000 shekels. Now, it might be a smarter thing to do is to give it to him over time. Maybe this person, the reason why he's so poor is because he doesn't know how to manage his money. So maybe it's better that we don't give him the entire amount. Let's give it to him a little bit at a time. In fact, one time I actually saw that stock organizations were doing this. And then there was a whole tumult about it, whether or not you're yotzei lahalacha like that. That they were not giving the money out all on the same day. They were giving out part of it on that day, and part of it they were giving out over time. That might be a smart idea to help somebody come out of their anius. But that's not what Matanas Levionim is. Matanas Levionim is you give it the whole thing. He doesn't need all of this just for his Purim Suda today. It doesn't matter. I'm just giving. You're just giving. That's it. It's a matana. It's not just that he shouldn't be an ani anymore. I'm giving you a gift. I'm giving you a gift. Give more. Give more. Even if he doesn't need it. And then there's the whole question of what are you supposed to do with the extras? What are you supposed to do with the extra money? Why would there be a question? No, the money is for this. The money is for the gift. The money is to bring that kirva of Klal Yisrael to each other. That's what the day is about. Simcha, the Mesillas Yesharim says that Simcha is one chelek of Ava. Ava has 3 chalak into it. We see there in Midas Chasidus and Sefer Mesillas Yesharim that he explains that Ava, and he's talking about Avas Hashem. Ava has 3 parts to it. Dveikus, Kina, and Simcha. I'm not going to go through the other two right now. But simcha is one aspect of showing your love. When you're so happy for somebody else, when you're so connected, you go to somebody else's simcha, you go to somebody else's wedding, and you're so happy for them. That shows a real kesher. HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants to see that kesher not just between us and him, but he wants to see it between ourselves, between each other. That's what's going on. That's what's going on Purim. We had a tchias amazing, not just an awakening. Not just that we were sleeping, we were dead. Klal Yisrael was dead. They needed to come back to life. And coming back to life means from your very roots. And here I'd like to explain how this fits in to the idea of drinking on Purim. Klal Yisrael, I think I explained this last time, Klal Yisrael, when they went to this party of Achashverosh, they drank the wine. I believe at that time, they had not yet been geyser on the wine of a goy, right? There's a din d'oraisa called yayin nesach. Yayin nesach is when somebody takes wine and pours it in front of avodah zarah. That wine is also to drink. That's an isser d'oraisa. Not only is it it's also to drink it, it's also to get any hana from it, which means you can't even sell it. That's a din d'oraisa. But then there's a din d'rabbanan. The din d'rabbanan is something that's a little bit more well known, and that is drinking any wine that a goy touched, even. And where did that come from? Where did that? It came because they didn't want Klal Yisrael to mix with the nations, because what you're going to do is going to end up marrying a goy. That's what it was. The Maharal explains, he has a kuntris on Yayin Nesach. I believe it's at the end of Gvuras Hashem, I believe. And maybe it's Tiferes Yisrael. Lamaise explains that the Yisoid is that Yayin, that wine, has a deep koyach. A koyach, I think we learned about this before in Sanhedrin, we learned about it. The Maharal and the Chudisha Agodos and the Sanhedrin and Ben Sora, that Yayin has a connection to Olam Haba. It's a Ruchni drink because it's penimius. And it connects somebody to their deep roots. And the Maharal explains there that if you're drinking a goy's wine together with goyim, you're connecting to the goyish root. And that means you're being minatek from your own roots. We are connected to the Rebbeinu Shloim in our root. When Klal Yisrael went to go drink, even the wine was kosher. But you're drinking with a goy, you're connecting to his root. So now you're dead. We just disconnected from our roots. Lemaisa comes Purim, and we take the wine, and we can reconnect the Kodesh Baruch Hu from our very roots, from who we are, from our very selves. That is what's happening on Purim. That's why we're drinking wine. The entire story of Purim was connected to wine, because it's about being connected to who we are, to our source of life. The Maharal also says in Or Chodosh, his parish on the Megillah, it says an amazing thing. Let me see if I have it here, because I want to read it to you inside if I have it. It's really amazing. What? So the Maharal says, the kuntris on Hilchas Yayin Nesach is in Gvuras Hashem. In the Hakdama in Or Chadash, his parish, the Maharal's parish on the Megillah, I'm going to read to you what it says. He compares Purim to Yom Kippur. And he says like this. Ki yemei Purim, the days of Purim, Haman aya roitze lichlos oisam min ha'olam. Haman wanted to destroy the Jewish people from the world. V'davar zeh hu bittul gufam. This is a destruction of their bodies. Umibnei kach yemei hapurim hem yemei hamishta v'simcha. V'zehu ha'nos ha'guf. Because he wanted to destroy our bodies, The Chag of Purim is a Chag of our bodies. V'tzarich sheyeh hashichus kol kach. A person should get so drunk ad sheyisalek aseichel until he totally removes his mind. Kemosha Omru, like the Gemara says, Tzarich lebesume b'puraya ad shelil yoda bein oro hamun ubein baruch Mordechai, that a person should drink until he doesn't know between oro Haman, the cursed should be Haman and blessed should be Mordechai. Kaloimar, kevin shetiknu yemei Purim lemishta b'simcha. Says the Maharal, what does this Gemara mean? Since the days of Purim were established to be days of mishteh b'simcha, of feasting and of happiness, and that's specifically for the body. You have to go so far until your mind is gone. Legamri. Oh, I'm sorry. Because the mind and the body are two opposite things.
You basically say become animal?
No, listen. If one of them goes up, the other goes down. The more you're after your mind, that's against the goof. Therefore it says, the Baruch Mordechai, Sha'az Yusulak Aseichel Legamre Va'adam Nase Gufani Legamre. You lose your mind, it means you don't have a mind anymore. And there's no mind. I'm only physical. Va'afilu bein oro homon bein Baruch Mordechai lo yada. You have no Va'afshe b'shvil oro homon Baruch Mordechai hu ha-mishta v'asimcha. Even that's the whole reason for the mishta v'asimcha. You're so drunk that you're not even happy anymore. You're not even happy because you don't know what to be happy about. There's nothing to be happy about. I don't have any mind. You don't have a mind anymore. I'd like to say a motion what this is like. We know, it's famous, I believe, the Goyin says Arizal, others say that Purim and Yom Kippurim. Yom Kippur is a day like Purim. What does that mean? What does that mean? The Goyin says that we have a din, Chati Lashem, Chati Lachem, on all Yomim Tovim. Where is the Chati Lachem on Yom Kippur? Chati, it's all. Yom Kippur is Kulu Lashem. So the Goyin says the Chati Lachem of Yom Kippur is Purim. And based on this Maharal, I'd like to suggest the following. On Yom Kippur, what do? On Yom Kippur, we say Tefillah Zaka that Akadosh Baruch Hu, I'm going to be fasting, and my blood and my fat that I'm going to be losing because I'm not going to be able to replenish it should be like a korban. My body should be like a korban for you. I'm told kol kula ruchni. My goof I'm giving over as a korban to you, and all I am is like a malach. Like a malach, we say Shema Yisrael and Baruch Shem out loud. We stand in Tzvila, 5 Tzvilas. We wear a kittel. We're dressed in white. We're called Kula Ruchni. That's what Yom Kippur is. And what's Purim? Purim is a Kodesh Baruch Hu. We created such a bond, such a love between us, that on Purim, I'm giving you a korban, the most precious korban I can give you. I'm giving you my mind. I'm being makriv my mind as a korban for you. And the only thing that I am is Gashmi. Well, that's the only thing I have left.
What do you do if you're going to do a favorite?
Halachic nafkaminas we'll have to discuss. I'm only talking about the idea. The idea is, if you know you're going to do Averis, then don't do this. If you know you're going to do Averis, don't do it. The Maisa HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, I love the goof of Klal Yisrael. I want the goof of Klal Yisrael. And that's what we're showing. We're showing I don't have any seichel anymore. Because we have a kesher, we have a deep kesher, a love between us and HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, I want the goof of Klal Yisrael also. Anybody comes to tell you, oh no, HaKadosh Baruch Hu only wants my mind, I'm a Jew at heart. No. HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants your body also. He wants your goof. And that's what we're doing on Purim. We're showing on Purim our goof, our bodies are Kodesh to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Because the Kodesh Baruch Hu loves us. Because we show the Kodesh Baruch Hu we love Him. We say every day, Avas Oilam, Amcha Hafta. Kodesh Baruch Hu, you love us. You love Klal Yisrael. And what do we say? We say after that we're going to learn your Torah, Kodesh Baruch Hu. And just by learning your Torah, we're showing you that we love you. That's what we're doing. That's what Purim is. A person has the opportunity and should take the opportunity on Purim to connect to the Rebbeinu Shalom. It's an amazing, amazing day of tefillah for this reason. It's an amazing day to connect and totally give a person over. It's an intense day. You take Purim, that's why, like Yom Kippur. Yom Kippur is an intense day, right? It's so intense. Every moment of Yom Kippur is so precious. Every moment of Purim is so precious. Take the opportunities. Shkoch.
Thank you for joining Real Judaism, where we explore Torah's wisdom for real life. Created by J Foundations and produced by Ellie Podcast Productions. Find more episodes at realjudaism.org and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts.